let's keep it short, sweet, and effective. Wisdom. I've been but I've been realizing what wisdom really is. And from my perception is wisdom is just learning to be calm in certain situations, learning to do things righteously. And what does righteously mean? Righteously means is how would you do something if God was watching, which he always is, and that keeps me righteous, that keeps me sane, that keeps me more aware of how I do things when I'm by myself. Being unwise would be doing things, being so reactive to things, being lazy, blaming other people for not doing your job correctly or your situation living incorrectly. What is another part of being wise is breathing. We forget sometimes to breathe when we do things. We forget that we not to do things with anger or rushing through things. Right? To me, rushing through things, then you do something half-ass. Even though you do it every day, like I'm a custodian every single day. And I remember when I first started doing it, which was 12 years ago, like I would rush through things, But if you look at things as art, I know I'm in front of the post office. When you do things as art, even delivering mail, you can still do it as an art, Making sure that you send the mail to the right address. Make sure you interact with the people. So even as a custodian, I look at it as artwork. I need to make sure I disinfect the toilets correctly. I need to make sure I disinfect the floors correctly. Not only disinfect the environment, but I also need to disinfect myself from the negativity, from toxic thoughts. Toxic thoughts would be reacting to things. I remember when I would do crystal meth years ago, I would react to stupid shit because it would be in my mind. A lot of fear-based things, and they do come back at times, but I'm learning that's not who I am. That's not what I am. I'm learning what I am and who I am. But I need to create that as well. It's just not gonna. Sometimes answers do come to me because I believe God uses us, not abuses us. So God wants to use you, so let him use you. God wants to create a better person. If you really believe that there's a God out there, then let him use you. Stop being used by your demons, by your by your bad entities. Learn how to be used by your good entities, by your goodness, by your righteousness. So I'm going to go back to what I was talking about, wisdom, right? I'm learning what really wisdom means. I'm really learning what ignorance means, right? Am I ignorant to some things? Oh, yes, I am. 100%. Because I built a structure, I built my mental state on nothing but ignorance, nothing but stupidity, nothing but immaturity, nothing but reaction, nothing but fear, nothing but assumptions. Now I'm learning to build my mental state on more positivity, more calmness, less anger. So Kenny, how do you do that? I'm learning to do that just as to watch my thoughts, because I'm noticing certain days, certain times of the day, like I might get a certain thought, and it's all about how I see it and how I respond to it, and what do I do when those thoughts come up. Do I take action with those thoughts, or do I just watch those thoughts because I know those thoughts no longer help me out? I know those thoughts no longer give me growth. So be wise, man. Be wise in your movements. Be wise in your words. Be wise throughout your life, you know. At 40 years old, I'm finally gaining wisdom. Yeah, I could be aware of what's going on in the world, but what's going on in your world, in your mind, in your actions, what's going on in those, in that stuff, you know? You know, we know what's going on in inside the world, like the whole entire world, but what's going on inside of your world? Get to know you. Get to know certain things about yourself, you know? You may not like it. Some things, I don't like some things about myself, but hey, those are things I need to work on. Yeah, I go to work every day, but am I working on myself while I'm at work, or just earning money and not realizing certain things that I do? I'm learning what I have to do to get better, to become aware, to become more wise. Like, I go to work and I know what other people do, but do I know what I do? Do I know why I do things? Do I know how I do things? Do I know that in order for me to change, I need to work on self. I need to work on so many things. It's not an easy path, but it's a beautiful path. So pave the way for yourself, man. Once you have growth, once you grow yourself, then everything else becomes more enlightened and so much more light, because you're in the light. So stay in the light. Have a good Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I made sense.